bro, back to this tiki-toki thing, man. This one woman, she's like 35, 40.
This your algorithm is mad.
My algorithm is crazy. This one woman is on TikTok and she's saying like things like, what do we need men for now that women make money and we can just go get sperm at a sperm bank? Like, I just, but yeah, like the thing is, again, ridiculous amounts of likes on something like that. And her particular thing, this TikTok that I watched, it was like, we don't need men. You and your best friend can raise a kid together. You can just go get sperm at the exact same time.
You are now listening to the Blacker the Berry, the sweeter the juice.
Well, let's record it, mate.
What was that? Your name now. You just say your name. Why you have to try? So DX, and then you say I'm sure.
This thing, you're like, you want the best of three worlds. Like
You're scary. Now I understand why the girls are running away. Because all this time I've been thinking girls are crazy. Now it makes sense. Keyshawn.
What's my legacy? What should I do to secure that? What shouldn't I do, or whatever that looks like? So that's how my day's been going.
it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's been a wild one. But you guys, what do your days look like?
Just at work, to be honest, and then I came here after that.
Nice.
Oh, work, track practice,
Nice.
more work,
Yeah.
applying for jobs. I finished school about 2 days ago, so
Nice. Like graduated or just finished the semester?
just the semester.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a few more years before I graduate.
Oh, you got this. As long as you're having fun with it, don't
Yeah,
worry too
honestly,
much.
man.
Yeah, man. And where do you guys work?
I work at 24/7 In Touch. I actually quit today.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I don't like the call center stuff, man. I can't just be staying home. I like moving around and doing stuff. But,
Construction guy.
I got hired by Shaw and this place called IPO Solutions, and then also I'm doing it's called Instacart. It's where you deliver groceries.
Right.
So I'm gonna do those jobs just cause, bro, I can't be sitting down in one spot, man.
Dude,
It's not for me.
That's crazy. That's fine.
Yeah, man.
I've got a crazy story at 24 In Touch. No, it's not crazy. It's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super new into the country, into the city.
Yeah.
I applied. They were relatively new too, and I got onto like 2 or 3 buses because I lived at the University of Manitoba, and I got there, and they made me like type.
Oh, okay.
Like however many words per second or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they never got back to me for like 3 years. And then 3 years later, they were like, we processed your application. Do you want the job? 3 years later, I could not believe that.
24 and
Yeah,
Well, they're goofy. I feel like everybody's had their experience with them here, man.
wild.
It was when I got a job. That's when they decided to message me.
Man, everyone's worked at that place.
That's yeah. Anyways.
That's why they can do shit like that. Process the application.
For 3 years, I could not, and I remember that I honestly that day broke my heart because I remember it was oh man, it was so cold. It was like snowy. 3 buses. I remember like getting onto 3 separate buses
To go and write
to go do the typing test, dude. I was livid. Alas, I'm where I am now, so shout out to them. Shout out to them.
Man. Welcome to another special episode today. I'm your host DX.
Sure up in the cut.
Keyshawn.
Sweet boy Keyshawn. Isaac or Keyshawn today.
No, it is, bro. It's Keyshawn.
Got a special guest today. Would like to introduce yourself.
Like to introduce myself?
Yeah.
Of course. So my name is Mbuli. I've known Docs for longer than I probably should. And I've known these boys probably shorter than I probably should. So thank you for having me on the podcast, boys.
I'm dead. Anyways, anything we say or do, just remember BlackerTheBerry.
Sweeter the juice.
Okay.
And we're having a conversation, like a pretty deep conversation, about what's called obviously death and what it means to us, blah blah. helps most people like as our dear grandlord would say, self introspection, yeah, so all of that, and then you're also leading into like work and stuff like that. So that was one of the topics I actually had, just like jobs. That was just a very broad topic that we could talk about today. But yeah, finish off your story.
I have no idea where I was in it, but I guess I just asked where they worked, and we were having a story, and we were talking about our terrible experiences with can we just say the company's name, or is it like, I don't know, because
you can say whatever.
Well, you can say.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So this company called 24/7 In Touch.
The full name.
Full name, man. Like, horrible experience I did.
Polo Park campus.
Yeah. Do you want the address too? Because we can give it to you. And it's like, it was an experience that didn't end up happening, which is crazy to think about, because the only reason I needed that job was, funny story. So at the University of Manitoba, there's a pub called The Hub. Actually, the name has changed, I think, but there's a pub called The Hub, and I sort of came towards the end of my first time going there. Was towards the end of one of the semesters, and my RA was like, "We got to go and drink as a floor," and I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Had one drink, and it was.
This your first year?
It's my first year.
Oh, okay.
And I got drugged.
Eh?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I picked up the wrong drink, because who would drug me? I mean, like, I guess everyone thinks who would drug me or whatever, but
yeah,
one drink did not even go halfway, and man, I went to my closest homie. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. I'm not feeling okay. So he like takes me back to the dorms, whatever, the res, and I am tripping so hard. And we're on the 9th floor. I basically stumble into a window, and I break the window. But because it's Winnipeg and it's because the 9th floor, it was double paned. So I broke the first window, and the second window was cracking, and I almost fell out the second window on the 9th floor.
Wow.
That's crazy. Living, man.
Not. That's a context for why I needed the job.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, the next day. So I don't remember any of this. Also, by the way. So people are telling me the story the next day, and I'm like, wow, that's the craziest thing. And then the RA office is like, yeah, you got to pay for the window. Yeah. And I was like, I was drugged on your campus.
Yeah.
And they were like,
sorry,
we can't prove that. You got to pay for that window.
It's wild.
So I couldn't go tell my dad, crazy Christian, that I was drinking. Yeah. So I went looking for jobs, and
to pay off
for the window.
How much did they think the window was?
4,200. I remember the price and everything. 4,200, and they were like, the reason was because it's a double pane window, and there's like there has to be no air particles or something, because Winnipeg gets so cold.
So in that 4,000, are they telling us that every window there costs 4,000? That's a scam. All this are school fees that you're using to pay for.
You also have to pay for the labor.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
4K for one window. Come on.
It depends what type of window. Really
look, I don't know. I remember I ended up getting a job at have you guys ever been to St. Vital? The Walmart at St. Vital? Yeah. There's like a photo thing. I worked there for about 3 or 4 months, taking pictures of people.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fucking hell.
Doesn't sound like fun. I can't lie.
It was Christmas period too, because it was the end of that semester. It was
busy.
It was an experience. It's the only retail I've ever done, and I can't go back.
What's the worst job you think each of you have worked before?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question. I've worked. I'll probably say an RA.
Do you want for the people?
Actually, no,
do you want
to
resident
my retail job, like probably was like, I haven't had a job where I've like hated, but if we're to scale it, then I'll probably say.
Okay. Yeah, for me it was that photo job. It was way out there, but it did something for me. Even though it was my worst job, it was the first time I tasted money.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the first time I saw money coming to my account because I worked for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I've never looked back since. Yeah.
You can see.
Yeah, no, I never looked back since. Swear. You guys?
What about you, sure?
Probably when I did construction last summer, but it wasn't. I don't know. I didn't particularly dislike it. It was more how much I was getting paid to do what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because like it was like a third party. It wasn't like I was getting paid directly from the company. I was getting paid through the third party. So the third party took like a chunk out of it, and I was like laboring like crazy. Like
Right.
what's the thing called that I was doing?
Active personnel.
No, not that. Like what was I actually doing? Like
You were doing jackhammering?
yeah, I was jackhammering the roads on like in like East Kildonan, I think, somewhere like down there.
You write your signature there, just Troy was here.
That shit was wild. That shit was wild. I can't lie. But yeah, that's probably I would say that.
Mine, I guess it'd be a tie between Moxie's as a restaurant I worked at.
God.
They had me learn everything on the menu, every station, all for $11.65 an hour. I'm like, bro, why am I learning every single
Didn't
thing?
Didn't she work there for a long time too?
I worked there for like a year and a half.
Oh.
But they had me learn every station, every meal,
How old were you?
and then never a raise. I would think I was 17.
That's not bad.
So
At that age, that's
so yeah,
$11.60
for $11.65 an hour.
That's
at
That
17.
was a little crazy. But the second worst,
What do you want to be earning at 17?
I think I should have gotten a raise for learning everything.
How much?
that sounds like sweatshop behavior there, man. Swear. $11.60. Imagine
Yeah.
leaving your home still and being like, I'm gonna go. I've learned everything.
Yeah.
At
Before
Moxie.
tax, bro. Let's remember
Yeah.
True.
that tax is
my
dangerous.
second worst experience, which I actually liked the job, but it was just a very hard one, was probably when I worked construction for the summer. I was put on a crew that was like known for working very hard. So we start 6 a.m. in the morning. We work till like, on average, most times we work till like 8 o'clock at night. Some nights it'd be till like 9 to 10 o'clock at night. So you just literally, you devoted your whole life to work.
Yo,
You-
wait. Hold up. Like landscaping.
No, it was like, it would be like concrete, bricklaying, cement pavement, all that stuff. It was
Man, that's
heavy
intense.
lifting all day, 6
Can you-
a.m.
can you
to
not
10
see
o'clock,
chest?
bro.
Yeah,
Pay was
yeah,
nice,
Oh, the pay was nice, bro. I was making like 5-6K a month, but
You couldn't do anything else.
yeah.
bro, I literally, all that money was just going to my savings. I didn't spend a dime because I was too tired.
Yeah.
I come home and I
Yeah,
sleep.
I remember even when you go to their place and then you just be sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, I was exhausted.
That's wild. Wow. Yeah, like I don't know, man. I could never do construction personally. You know, just like the only time I can enjoy myself in this city is in the summer.
Yeah.
I couldn't like give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not give it up.
That makes sense.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and I got lucky into when speaking about jobs, like so I went from working at the furniture place, then I started working at Skip the Dishes
Okay.
back when it was like in infant stage. I don't know, it was like employee like
Did you work for like the call center or you like delivered?
no, I worked in logistics.
Okay.
So behind the computer, but like everyone was figuring it out. They were figuring it out. We were figuring it out. Had no expertise at the time, and it was just kind of like, okay, this is the problem. We need to try to fix this. We need to try to get this done, and it was a good foundation for like anyone who's trying to start a business or a company or start any entrepreneurial endeavor. I would highly suggest going to go work for a startup. And it's wild to think of Skip the Dishes as a startup because of where they are
It's
now.
big now, yeah.
But it wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
They started, 2015?
Yeah.
So yeah, did Skip the Dishes. Then after that, worked for the university for 2 years while I was in university. And then graduated last year. I got the offer from RBC. Could not do that. Then I went into private equity.
See, this guy says got the offer as if. Do you know how much work he put in? Bro, explain. You can't just gloss over these things, bro. Because look, one key thing is that I think around this time is people coming out of uni.
It's true.
They're in that job search. It's not easy. I remember when I came out, because the thing is like, for some reason, or like the way some of my friends see it is that I've never had to like really look for a job. Obviously I worry in that period where I don't have one.
Yeah.
So because of how quote unquote easy comes to me,
Yeah.
I do worry.
Yeah.
But like if I look at it from the grand scheme,
It hasn't been
it hasn't been that long. So
Fair.
I remember finishing uni, looking for a job in the bank. I cut this guy's hair, and I was asking like, how did you get one? Right, explain yourself.
Okay. So I don't even know. Like, so let's start from the beginning. I came here. I was playing football, or trying to play football. Then I was in Spain for a little while, and then I got injured. And my father, as an African dad, was like, "Look, man, it's time for you to go to university." So I was like, "Okay, all right. Where am I going?" He's like, "Canada is a great country, and Winnipeg is cheap, but like it's like Toronto, but cheap." So I was like, "Okay, that's what we're doing. We're going to Canada." So I get here. It's nothing like Toronto. But honestly, like I'll be so honest. I wasn't that mad at it.
Yeah.
Right. Especially because I tried to do the thing that I really wanted to do in life, and it hadn't worked out.
Right.
So I was just in a bad headspace, regardless. So it took me a while to get going in this city. But then once it all started kicking off, I remember like, it's gonna sound wild, but I remember like in the res thing there was this thing called condo, and so this guy, his name was Mark. He was downstairs, he's playing his guitar, and there was like 6 or 7 girls just like seated around him, and I was like, damn, I want to be like you. I was literally like, whatever you're doing, I want it. And he's like, well, look, man, I learned how to play the guitar, and I'm part of an association. So I was like, okay, you too how to play guitar. I learned how to play guitar in like 2 months or whatever. Then I joined the resident students council association, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed working on the sports events, on the international students events, really just trying to get people incorporated into a decent university experience the way I had sort of gotten incorporated into it. Mm-hmm. It had me doing some wild things, man. I went to country nights. Have you ever been to a country night before?
No.
Not
really.
I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. But that's still what the girls are going. So I was like, damn, whatever. I'm gonna go there too.
Don't come and die from the
So I was like, hell. So I started going to that and started meeting people, which was something that happened organically. I didn't go out thinking, I want to meet people. It was just kind of like, I don't know, something fun to do when there's nothing to do. Then eventually, I was on UMSU, which is the University of Manitoba Student Union, and I was the vice president of finance. And then, from just wanting to help people and just to see my life get better, I was like on the telly in University Centre and stuff like that. And it was a weird escalation for me. It was just kind of like people would come up to me and be like, "Hey man, like how you doing?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Dude, I have no clue who you are." But like it was nice because like everyone was being genuine. I don't think it was like, again, it was super organic. But again, once we were in there and once we were doing things to try help other people out, opportunities started coming in.
Yeah.
And so when I got the RBC job and he was looking. I remember we're talking, having a conversation. I was like, yeah, man, look, if you need, just like, let's talk and let's set it up and see how it goes. But obviously he's good. He was always going to be good. So, so it worked out. And then I didn't even stay at RBC long. I was there for 6 months and then I just couldn't do it, man. It's just, it's the biggest bank in Canada. And so they don't budge on I don't know.
Like salary wages?
Yeah, like salary or like employee happiness or like, I remember, dude, like I would get there, they'd be like, "Oh, you got to be at work 45 minutes early." Yeah. Then you start and you can only leave when the last person leaves. And my job had nothing to do with when the last person leaves. And the last person was a security guard. And so it was like 30 to an hour later, depending on what what the state was.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be doing anything, man. You just be there. And it was downtown and I lived out here in Keniston. And I remember thinking to myself, this is genuinely a waste of my time and I'm not learning anything anymore. And then the offer came from where I'm at now. And the rest is history.
Yeah, living good.
What do you look at now?
Projection.
I work for a private wealth and private equity company. I won't say the name because I tend to talk a lot. And so just in case I say things I shouldn't say. But it's like, it's the fastest growing private equity company in the country. So if you guys Google it, you know how to use Google, you'll figure it out. But and the biggest private equity company in this city, in the Prairies for sure. And we just got an amazing group of people working on a project which is trying to make Winnipeg, or take Winnipeg back to realize its potential. I think it's maybe the better way of saying it. Yeah.
I think there are quite a few people that are trying to do that in many like different aspects.
I agree.
You get it in like music, you're getting it in like the entertainment industry, you're also getting like you can see with the buildings and the way things are being built.
Yeah.
Especially in the newer areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're starting to see that. Oh yeah, I know what Isaac was saying when he was like was it Shoaib that was saying that you're being paid less than what you're working for?
I think I was saying.
I think it's Isaac. Yeah.
Do you think minimum wage jobs you're actually you're being paid less than what you're working for?
Like in general?
Yeah, in
or
general.
I believe there is certain jobs where you're definitely underpaid.
Yeah.
But I can't say that for everything, obviously.
Right.
Because there's some pretty easy jobs where people are still making a decent amount of money. But yeah, a lot of these minimum wage jobs, I feel like they're being underpaid.
And then what makes you think that that's being underpaid?
I just feel like for the amount of time, the amount of energy, the amount of stress you're putting on your body, you really deserve to be compensated a little bit more.
Yeah. And then, because the way I thought of it was like, a lot of these minimum wage jobs, you apply to the jobs, right? Like you can leave at any time.
True.
Right. So I thought about it. Like even with jobs in general, there are some jobs where you're still being paid quite a bit, but the work you're doing is like 4 men's jobs. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes I'm just like, you still
Applied for the job.
Yeah, exactly. You can choose to leave, right? And then it got me thinking, like, this whole entrepreneurship and wanting to have your own. The cycle is there because, in order for the CEO to have his own, he needs people that are willing to do these jobs for him. But then he had to start there too. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So, for me, it started making me think, like, whenever I do feel like annoyed about what I'm doing, like the pay I'm getting, I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm working to make someone else's dream come true. Imagine how, bro, do you know I was paying that day? I realized that I was paying because I'm just like, I'm choosing to do this, but at the same time, I want to start chasing my own dreams. You get what I'm saying? But then
wait. Let me ask you a question. Is that what you want to do? Entrepreneurship endeavors? You want to start something of your own?
But I want to do everything.
You want to do everything?
I want to do everything.
What are you trying to do in life? Do you know? There's no right answer.
Yeah, I know what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to go into a construction background. I want to start flipping my own properties.
Okay.
And I want to start like a real estate company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like Doc said, I just kind of want to like dive my toes in as many things as possible. So definitely the entrepreneurial route. Okay. I'm ready like on that like route. I feel as though at some point I'll probably have, a 9-to-5 job in the business field as well, and I will just put that money into a lot of different things, invest into different things, invest my money, put into properties like you said,
got your fingers in
everywhere.
The reason I ask is because I think there's a couple of different things, right? We live in a very unique generation where, whether it's because of the internet, social media, or whatever it is, I think everybody is trying to maximize on capital gains.
Yeah.
Right? Like whether it's a side hustle and whatever that looks like. Some people it's rental properties.
Yeah.
Some people, it's having a whole company along with their 9 to 5. Whatever it looks like, I think everyone's trying to maximize those capital gains. I think there's two things. Well, actually, there's three things. From a GDP perspective, and this might be too much. From a GDP perspective, the more people strive for money, the more inflation will increase.
Of course.
And so where the level is will keep on changing the more people strive for more.
Yeah, and to break it down for those that are not economically inclined, it's basically not everyone can be at the top.
Not everyone can be at the top. Now, the good thing or the not so good thing about that is we're entering a very interesting place in society where we're talking about economic reform in the space of what that looks like, especially for us young men, and what that means not only money wise but also like relationship wise. So like there's all these girls saying, no, like, I want a guy with money who can do all these things. All right, now like the young guys, most of them are still working on a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right, and so the girls are dating a little bit older guys.
Yeah.
Square, totally fine. Do whatever you want to do. Okay, and then they're like, yeah, you guys don't have money, and I hated this the most. Especially, I don't want to like throw anybody, but there's certain women out there, you are, anyways, who were like, I was competing with guys who either had daddy's money or older,
or illegal,
or illegal. We won't touch on that, but I think what it does is it does something that's just crazy for men, which is we then say, okay, we're going to put life on the back burner, relationships on the back burner, and we're going to focus on ourselves. And what that actually means is we're going to focus on our money. And then we equate self-worth with money. And once you equate self-worth with money, it holds way too much power over you and over whether you're happy in your life or you feel like you're successful. And it's just something that I think to be cognizant of when you talk about, I want to do all these entrepreneurial endeavors, or I want to do this and be specific the way you have. Because damn, like what happens if life takes you a different direction?
Bro, life can take me a different direction. The reason why I said I want to do everything is because at the end of the day, everything I want to do is to please people, right? But then back to our conversation earlier, I can't please everyone, and I can't dedicate all my energy to pleasing everyone. So if I'm pleasing everyone, something has to come back. Obviously, the money's going to come back because that's how the world works.
Right.
But I'm not chasing money. I'm chasing that happiness, the passion to make someone smile. That's my end goal. Everything I do, music, beauty, and even like motivation.
Yeah.
Those are three categories of things that I have my hands in right now that I'm trying to exploit. All of those make someone feel better. Beauty, if you look at the beauty side, I cut hair. As soon as you have your hair cut, bro, you look in the mirror.
You're looking fresh.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't, I have seen this time and time again. You cannot not smile.
Yeah.
Bro, like that feeling after I cut someone's hair and watching them just look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I can't pay for that.
But apparently they can. I feel I get what you're saying.
Bro, that feel it's so unique, and that's why I chase. That's why you see me. There's sometimes where someone will call me at a ridiculous time or call me when it's inconvenient for me. I'll go because for me, I'm not going because of money. Because if it was money, I'll be charging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going because of money. It's because, bro, that happiness is going to help me rest easy. Especially if I'm having a bad day and someone calls, yo, can I get a cut? I'm most likely going to be there. Yeah. Like, even when you call as well, bro, we have conversations. Yeah. That is what it's about, to get on say that. So that's the beauty side. The music side.
Yeah.
When, like, music is a key to a lot of people's souls, bro. Like, they're like, we all have our favorite artists. We all have our favorite songs. What does it really do to you? Like when you listen to it, you can feel like there's something that just keeps you. It's you and that music, you and that artist. Whichever artist it is, you feel that connection. You feel what it does to you. You feel how different genres change your mood, how it changes behavior. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, you can't do that with anything else in life. Do you get what I'm saying? And then we move from that to motivation. When someone talks to you and makes you feel like you can do anything in the world, I want to get to that point, bro.
Yeah.
The times I listen to Kevin Hart, bro, I feel like I can jump off a skyscraper and stay alive.
Do you think
Like-
we're losing? Do you think as a generation we're losing the passion that previous generations had? Like you interact with people, and it feels like, you know, in like the previous generations, they'll be like the American dream, like they're passionate about football or whatever it was they're passionate about. I'm like seeing that less and less in people.
Yeah, I think it's because there's so much access to everything. Like, it's so crazy. Like, even like sometimes I just sit on my phone, I'm like, the amount of, like, I can literally find anything on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, I can look up anything, like the most random shit, and I can find out like what you know what I'm saying, what it is, or, you know, what I can do, like how to make money, 100 different ways to make money. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's so much access to things now that people aren't as driven to actually, you know,
be passionate.
Exactly. About certain things. So I feel like that definitely has something to do with it.
So I think, okay, so like Doc's touched on the reason why his passions are so top of mind and front and center. Is like, what keeps your passions top of mind?
Well,
let's start with, do you guys have passions? That's a big question.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't really say I have a passion for anything like that. I would say I'm more driven by, like, I would say what, like, a lot of people would just like consider cliche is just like wanting to take care of my family, wanting to give back to them, you know, wanting to, like, you know, like seeing them work hard, making me want to work hard and being able to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? Especially my parents, you know, as they age. You know, obviously I think I found myself as I was kind of dabbling into different things as I was getting older. Because when I first like came here and I started university, I didn't really, even when I finished high school, I didn't really have a passion for anything. Like, I didn't even when my mom told me that I was coming to Manitoba, because I applied to other schools I got into.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you're going to Manitoba. Then I come here and I was like, okay, I didn't, kind of like you. I was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm coming here and I was like, oh my God, why did you come to Manitoba? Of all places, you could have gone to Alberta. You could have gone to... Yeah, and I'm just like, bro, like, I don't... Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't see what the big deal about coming to Winnipeg is, right? But obviously, like, I'm in a new environment, you get what I'm saying? I went to school initially. I was just there, schooling, you know what I'm saying? And then as I was taking certain courses, I started seeing what, you know, I had a what's the word? I had an inkling for, you know what I'm saying? I started, you know, I liked numbers. I liked, you know, how learning about how the world works, you know, just kind of things like that. I was like, oh, I kind of like this business thing, you know? So it was like, as I was, you know, taking courses and, like, you know, just, you know, maturing, like, generally, I started, you know, starting to figure out what I like to do. I'm like, how can I, you know,
incorporate that?
Exactly. And then the whole clothing thing came along as well, which is, you know, that's something I've always kind of liked to do. I've always wanted, like, you know, I've always liked styling and dressing and stuff. So kind of same thing. Like, how do I incorporate that into what I want to do? Right. I like business. I like numbers. I like economics. I like, you know, learning about GDP and all these things. Right. How can I incorporate that into what I'm doing? Then putting two and two together, putting style and putting, you know, the thing that I would probably do, say like a 9-to-5 kind of job together, and then like creating my own clothing brand, right?
Nice.
So that was just kind of how
that was
kind of how I came about my thing. But yeah, like I would definitely say, yeah, like I definitely like clothing, you know, and I like this business thing as well. So that's kind of like where my what's it called?
Where your passions lie.
Yeah.
Nice. And you, Isaac?
Definitely, I'd say my number one passion is just trying to find a genuine happiness in life. I think I could definitely do that by being able to provide for my family, making sure they're comfortable, wanting to be able to take care of my mother and when she's in her older ages. I think that would bring me happiness. So yeah, that's why I strive to do better in life. That's why I have goals. It's because I want to be able to take care of my family.
Yeah, one thing that I'll even add on to with the whole being able to achieve things so quickly nowadays is that people not even understand the value or the effort that is required to even achieve these things.
It's just the end product.
Exactly. And because things are so easy to get now, there hasn't had to be that much effort put in.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, people are not even, like, as you were saying, like, people don't really know how to actually get these things compared to before.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a loss of value in a lot of the good that's coming out right now, and a lot of the success people are reaching, a lot of the money people are getting. There's a loss of value. There's a loss of like actual worth of that money to that person.
Yeah.
Right? And then even like with chasing your dreams or chasing your purpose, chasing your passion, like the things of the world will come to you. As long as you chase your passion, your purpose, things of the world will come to you. It's replicated in the Bible. It says, what is it? It's like seek God first, and everything else will come after.
Yeah.
God is your purpose. God's will is your purpose. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it applies to life as well. You see a lot of things in the Bible and it's replicated in life.
Right. And like you can draw parallels with it.
Exactly. And like whether or not someone believes in the Bible or not, whatever it says, I'm always able to like translate it. Like when you see it with people. Like when you see all these, like for example, Kevin Hart, his passion is to make people laugh. He did that. He hit that door how many times? Mm-hmm. And once he burst through, everything else came. All the money came, success came, the beautiful wife that he has now came, the family came, everything he wants now is all just trickling down because he keeps on chasing his passion, he keeps on chasing his purpose. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So finding your passion for things, because even as you were saying, like when you came here, people are asking you like, why did you come here? Yeah. Bro, my passion has no geographic location, man. Like when people ask me, why did you come to Manitoba? What do you expect to do after? Are you going to move? Life takes me anywhere, but wherever I am, I'm still going to chase my passion, bro. That's why I'd rather chase my passion than anything else. Yeah, or even stay with a job, because bro, if I move countries, I lose my job. Yeah. Bro, a haircut, like being able to cut hair, you can do that anywhere. Yeah. Being able to make music or bring music live, I can do that anywhere. Being able to talk to people, I can do that anywhere. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. That's one key thing. Alright,
so is starting a family part of that purpose?
Of course, for me personally.
For you?
Yeah.
For you guys?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Is that like what does that entail? Maybe let me ask you more specifically. Like, what does that entail for you, or what does that look like for you? Yeah.
For me,
when does that start?
It starts once I've completed myself. Was I talking to both of you, or was it just you today?
Me.
Yeah, I was saying to him that all these things that we complain about, women this, that fear women are doing this to us. A lot of the reasons why some women are doing these crazy things to us is because the guys that are involved haven't fully developed themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, the whole point of having a family is that I'm one with my faith, I'm one with my purpose, and I'm fully myself before I get involved in these things. So there's no the same conversation we're having earlier, where it's like, obviously we die, so we have a limited time on earth. But at the same time, we don't know what that time is. Right. So we have all this time in the world to perfect ourselves for all these things to follow suit. Right. So for me, starting a family is once I'm ready. It's not something that I'm like, by 39.
No.
So do you believe, like, because obviously I believe that you'd be able to develop with your significant other. So would you want to kind of be at that end product and then go look for your significant other, or do you believe you can develop with them?
For me, I believe she'll come. The same with money. I'm not gonna go chasing for money, because I could put it in this example, right? If I'm doing what I'm doing, or let's even use this podcast for example. We can be doing what we're doing. We have all these goals that where we want to do a live show, where we want to throw parties. We can have these dates set. But if by tomorrow one episode blows, bro, we have to get on these things quicker. Yeah. But then that had nothing to do with us. Because it's just because we were on the right path. We kept on plugging at every episode. You're plugging and perfecting everything. Plugging and making the audio better. Plugging and making the video better. Plugging and how to make the marketing better. All of that, as we keep on chasing that purpose of making the podcast better, one episode might blow before we even have the chance to do a live show. That means we get to do the live show earlier, which what means money.
Yeah.
It all comes.
It's connected.
It's
all
not
connected.
like we're chasing the money.
So I see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with you more.
That you
In
should be able to develop with the person.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, you can. But that's my
Oh,
point.
right.
As okay, bringing it back to relationships. As I'm working on myself, because I'm in that line to my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to have completely like be the finished article.
Yeah.
Right.
But whenever she comes, I'm ready because I'm still working towards it.
That purpose.
Because I just feel like that process of you guys coming up together would just be like so genuine and special and something that you could really appreciate with that person. So that's why I think that's definitely something I'd look for.
I see.
Mm.
So Mike, I like what you said. I like what he said more. I actually want to hear your take before I say it, because mine's a hot take. mine's a hot take, and it throws a lot of people under the bus.
Is it something to do with like once you get to your finished? Because I think we've talked about this before. Once you get to finish Oscar as a man, all the things being thrown at you are not the right things most times.
That's definitely part of it.
Oh yeah.
What was it? It's when you want to start a family.
It's more like, you know, as you know, so we've discussed that part of the purpose.
Yeah.
Or part of each of our individual purposes includes starting a family, or whatever that looks like. You know, when does that process start for you? Right, like what, like, you know, Docs is like, you know, when I'm ready.
Or do you see that process?
So if he's not ready now,
future, or
like if he's not ready now, correct me if I'm wrong.
I could be ready now.
Wait, what do you mean you could be ready now? Like, what is that? See, this is what I'm asking.
This is what I mean. Like, okay, for example, for us, right, when we're like replicating it to the podcast, we have, let's say we've set guidelines, but after 1 year, we'll be ready for a live show.
Right.
But as we're working towards it, one episode might blow.
Yeah.
At let's say episode 32 blows.
Yeah.
Now we have 40k subscribers. Fuck the 1 year. We'll do a live show now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so then answer the question. So answer this question. Mm-hmm. Are you ready?
Me personally,
yeah.
No, not right now.
So if your future wife walked in today, you would say no.
It's not even that I would say no. She wouldn't
see. Yeah.
I'm not the person that she wants, because
you're not the person
like,
that she
wants. For
me,
being married to someone, marriage is the closest thing to perfection that we're meant to have, in my eyes.
Right.
So I can't be doing side to side and not have found some sort of alignment with my purpose. And then she comes, she's not going to see me. She's still going to see me as a small boy. Whereas if I was in line with my purpose, I'm working on that, she would notice that.
See, that's why I'm saying I agree with him more.
Now, obviously, but
do you know what I mean? Like,
I get
yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to explain. It. Like, it's not like I'm there yet.
Yeah.
But I'm on the path. She'll see I'm on the path. Whereas now, I don't feel like I'm on the path.
Mm.
I'm still.
You're still figuring it out.
Gazy. I'm still like, I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
I swear. With that.
I feel like what Doss is trying to. I feel like you probably understand, but like it kind of just dates back to the whole purpose thing, right?
Yeah.
So as you're following your purpose, everything else aligns. Just like how you can use a really small thing as like you can use a really small like sample size. You can use a really small explanation is girls, right?
Right.
The guys that are usually chasing girls aren't getting them.
That's it.
The niggas that are working on themselves, the niggas that aren't focused on girls are usually the ones that are getting girls, right? If you actually look at it, right? So I think that's pretty much what he's saying, is not that he's going to be this perfect product or anything like that, but as he's working towards his purpose in life, everything else will align and everything else will come to him.
Because the problem with being the perfect product is that once you're the perfect product, you're what everyone wants.
Yeah.
You're what every woman wants.
There's a lot of noise
How
around.
the hell are you, do you get what I'm saying? Whereas I'm definitely in accord with what Isaac is saying. I'd rather get someone when I started.
Yeah.
So then at least by the time I get there, I have to filter through all this rubbish.
Okay. So here's my thing. I think that's a dangerous game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the sort of the waiting until like you're ready
Yeah.
is a little bit dangerous. Now, and I'll explain to you why. From my opinion, unexperienced, uneducated opinion, it's important to decipher. I think for me, especially in this society, especially with social media, especially, I was on the TikToky. I was telling you, I was on the TikToky the other day. That shit's wild. There's this one girl. I was just like scrolling because I do it periodically, and then I'll delete it for a month, and then I'll come back for like 2 days or whatever.
Like Isaac in the Snapchat.
and I was on maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and this video of this girl comes on, and she says, and I didn't know there was a. Have you guys heard of this word called ick?
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing. Right?
Oh, really?
I didn't know the ick or ick. I was bamboozled. This girl was like, yeah, you know, this guy gave me the ick or an ick the other day, and I was like, an ick, like is that like the new like hickey? Like what? Like what? What's an ick, dude? It was so crazy. And she went on to say, you know, it was time to do like the deed. And this dude was like, yeah, like I like the lights down low. And she was like, oh, that was such an ick. And I thought to myself, I figured out what this ick thing was. And I thought to myself, you know, there's like a couple things. First thing I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why are you on my timeline?
Yeah.
Right? And I looked at the likes, and it was like 700 and something thousand likes. So 700, however many people, 1,000 people were like, this is content I would like the algorithm to continue
to show me.
Right? Whether they actually liked or agreed or understood, you know, whatever it was, they were like, continue with whatever this content is. Then my next thought was, and this was like subliminal, like immediately I was like, so do I like it with the lights out? Like, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was a stupid opinion, but I thought about it. And then I had to bring my conscious mind back to be like, that's a ridiculous notion, right? Then I thought, how many like young girls, young guys will listen to that, hear that, and be like, okay, this semi-decent looking girl said lights low, ick. Therefore, every single
No. Semi-decent looking girl said that. Plus, she has 700k likes.
Plus, she has.
If she had one like, no one's looking at that.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And this young dude is out there. He knows nothing. He's never done anything in his life, and he's seen it. He's seen the likes. He's seen a decent looking girl there, and he's like, look, when I get into the biz, I need a light. I need lights. I need a production. Yeah. Right. And you know, like the level of insecurity that induces in people. And the reason I bring that up is just because like there is a lot of information out there that people need to sift through. And when it comes to relationships, I'm beginning to be cognizant of like the more time you I need to get my thoughts together. As a guy, if you don't look, nobody's looking for you. I don't know. Does that make sense?
It does, but you have to explain yourself.
All right, let me explain myself. If you're a guy and you decide today, I'm not chasing women. I'm going to say you brought up something and you're like, you know, the girls go to the guys that, you know, aren't chasing or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, as a guy, you are most likely going to have to make the move for something to happen. And if you're in a state of mind where you're like, you know what, it'll come to me or whatever it is, a girl can do that. Because if a girl decides today, like, I don't want a relationship or whatever, it's not going to stop guys who don't know that she's announced that she's not having a relationship from hitting on them. And then maybe one of them gets lucky because he's driving a nice car or office or whatever it is. But as a guy, you can't do that.
I hate to bring this guy up, but if you look at...
Okay, unless you're a crazy good-looking dude.
I was gonna say.
I didn't even see him pointed. But like, unless you're like a crazy good-looking dude who is still out and about though, like they've got to be able to reach you somehow.
Okay.
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I completely get what you're saying, because if you don't knock, the door won't open.
It won't open. If as a guy,
But
As a
at the
girl,
same
it might be a
time-
little bit different.
At the same time, if you knock like this, is anyone gonna hear? Whereas if you can knock like that,
Yeah.
someone can hear. My point is, if you look at, for example, Drake, not the best looking.
Right.
Obviously, he has a lot of power in terms of his capabilities, his talents, blah blah blah. But there are a lot of girls that he's got with, not because they've thrown themselves at him, but because he's had to slide in DM or like a picture or do the first move.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me the girl didn't like him before.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, but then he.
But he
he's-
had to do something.
No, he has to do something. But before he's had to physically do something,
Right.
He's done all the attracting by building.
By
himself
building
to-
whatever it is.
building that
Okay.
atmosphere around.
Yeah.
I
So
can concur.
Yeah.
When like all of what we're saying is not wrong,
Yeah.
but it's contextualized.
Yeah.
Well, as I'm like sure as I've contextualized it. You know what I'm
Alright,
saying?
alright.
Contextualize, because obviously, bro, when it's not every day you, because the girl you want most often than not is not gonna come to you. You have
I
to
agree. Yeah.
go to her.
You got whether you're knocking loudly or you're knocking soft, you got to knock.
But then, in order to knock loudly, you need to have the presence. As in, like, you need to have built yourself to a point where she can actually be attracted to you.
Right. Okay. Very interesting point. I'm gonna have to put a pin in that right there because my next thing is, and this is not just women, because guys too. I think we all like cars, right? And I think, you know, whenever you start dating, you're a brand new car, okay, like you're fresh, and like the more people you interact with, it's just like a car, like you're putting on miles, okay. My thing is, you gotta get into that car before someone gets in and like does damage. You're laughing, swear down. You know, like, do you know? I'm gonna talk about me. I dated this girl who, I apologize to my future wife, but it's your fault you didn't get here soon enough.
Oh, I'm dead.
It's like, this girl was straight running amok on me, man. Like, swear, like, definitely incurred some damage. I had to go to my MPI to go get. I didn't go get repaired, man. But like, it's not just me; it's everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, the more time you're not in a place where you should be, the more wear and tear you're accumulating just through interactions, not even like dating, but just through interactions. Like, whether it's TikTok, getting advice from TikTok where they're like, bro, back to this tiki-toki thing, man. This one woman, she's like 35, 40.
This your algorithm is mad.
My algorithm is crazy. This one woman is on TikTok and she's saying like things like, what do we need men for now that women make money and we can just go get sperm at a sperm bank? Like, I just, but yeah, like the thing is, again, ridiculous amounts of likes on something like that. And her particular thing, this TikTok that I watched, it was like, we don't need men. You and your best friend can raise a kid together. You can just go get sperm at the exact same time, get pregnant together.
Sorry to interrupt, but like, the thing with social media that I think a lot of people don't understand is that when they see something that incites some feeling, we like.
Yeah.
We haven't had the time to process. Bro, there's so much information being pumped to us.
It's wild.
Now
bro,
it's
wild.
just like anything that just incites, we like.
Yeah.
But the problem is that people don't actually take time to digest what's being told.
Yeah.
100%.
So, like, it's hard, especially when we have all these, like, the toxic femininity being pushed. The good side of it is that women are being able to speak up, be independent, all of that.
100%.
A lot of girls or a lot of people are seeing seeing a toxic statement like that.
Mm-hmm.
They pick up that independence. They pick up the being able to stand on your own. They pick that up before they've even thought about what she said.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but the content's still out there, and people and people are still consuming it.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm wary that the more, and the reason why I kept on saying, like, I think I agree with Isaac a lot more in the idea where it's like, man, whatever, find that future wife of yours. And even if you're not like where you like need to be the best version of yourself, that, you know, you need to then start your family, whether it's kids or whatever it is, like you can grow together in
Build
an
with the right
environment where
person.
where you can both push each other.
Yeah.
Like this idea where I hear a lot of like my male friends say, like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna put it on the back burner for now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna concentrate on me. I'm gonna work on me, and then I'm gonna make this money, and then I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that's all great. That's phenomenal. But like cost benefit analysis, dude. Like you're waiting, and sure, maybe you're not incurring any damage. Doesn't mean the person who you're gonna meet up in the future was also just like chilling, you know, not going through heartbreak, insecurities, accumulating this whole red flag culture.
Yeah.
I don't even know what all of that's about, man. Like, it's like all these things where my algorithm throws balls at me, man.
Yeah.
So I heard this one girl say, like, if you have blue sheets, that's a red flag.
Some people shouldn't have internet. Shouldn't have social media.
Like,
internet, bro.
yeah, they need
Shouldn't have internet, bro.
oh, they need to shut it down, man. But anyways, like all this to say, yeah, there's we're all cars, and we're all driving on this highway called life, and just being aware that as much as you want to take the time to work on you, and you should be cognizant that something that you said earlier, you're not in this world by yourself.
Yeah.
There's people in and around you, people that you interact with. You can't just be selfish like that.
Yeah.
But what's to say that? So are you in essence saying, the wear and so like you're saying the wear and tear. So it depends on like how long you wait, because what's to say you don't find a girl now that already has a lot of wear. Like, it's not relative. If that makes sense. Like, how do you quantify?
I like that question.
You get what I'm saying?
I like.
Even to add to that, how do you know that because we're going off the assumption that everyone is slowly going to come into this toxicity.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
If you yourself are conscious of that,
yeah.
like, what makes you not believe that
someone else somewhere is not conscious of that too?
Your future, because
that's the gamble, innit?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is where like there's the two mindsets. Me, I'm very hopeful
that there's someone out there who is just keeping it,
thinking the same as me.
And there definitely is.
Like, there has to be.
Yep.
Who says there has to be?
Because I'm thinking of it.
But aren't you an individual, conscious being?
I'm an individual, but then I could have also thought about being toxic.
You know what? You're right. But like, do they have your mum? Do they have your friends?
But they could also
do they have your religion?
They could have their equivalents. Because are you saying that my religion is only indicative to me?
No, I'm saying your religion, your variables are only indicative for you.
No, I know they are, but then someone else could line up to mine. Like the same way. You know, the same way I found like minds here.
Yeah.
I can still find a like mind in the opposite.
In that setting.
Sex.
Man, you know what? You see, good questions. I'll answer yours first because you asked it first. The wear and tear, and you know, the assumption. The assumption is, the assumption is you got to look at it. You don't have to. The way I look at it is, it's a probability game, and you're trying to optimize your probability for happiness in your life. Right? Is that not what we're trying to do in our lives?
Yeah.
Is to optimize the probability of success and happiness in your life. For me, if that's the goal, you've got to play the whole game trying to optimize each category. Because life isn't, as much as life we see it as this like one road that you're on and everybody's road's different or whatever. Mm-hmm. There are lots of different siloed things in your life. Yeah, whether it's work, whether it's friends, whatever it is. And the goal, and that's why like can sometimes become very mentally draining to focus or try to, you know, put an effort into every single part of your life and try to optimize success. But when it comes to, you know, your future relationship, I think what a lot of people believe is by optimizing yourself, you're optimizing your probability of a good relationship, or more importantly, finding a good person. And that's not true, right?
Yep.
When you do that, you're optimizing the success of a relationship, not the relationship with the right person, but just your relationship.
Yeah.
And I guess so my point is, you should absolutely do that. Don't stop working on yourself.
You should look at everything.
But you should look at everything.
Yeah.
You should be open.
You should be conscious enough to
go out and when there's a cute girl, smile. At her. Smile at her. Whatever it is, whatever works for you, you gotta be conscious, like in that spectrum.
Right.
Now to answer your question about,
You've answered it.
oh yeah,
Like with no, but like with what you're saying,
yes,
you've technically answered it.
Okay.
Because, bro, as you said, like you can't be in this life and just be living on your own, because you still live with other people. So
yes,
when you're playing the game, you play with your eyes wide open.
Yeah.
You need to understand that if your future wife walks in, you need to have the spirit of discernment.
Yeah,
to know
to be able to.
This is the babe.
Yeah.
yeah,
I need to.
you go, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
you
need
jack
to
it
act
up.
fast.
Yeah,
Because even like, let's say, like, let's break it down now. If part of your progress to becoming the better man is to gain confidence, right? You need to have gone past that stage of confidence to know when your future wife comes in, you approach her.
Yeah.
She will recognize that confidence.
Yeah.
And accept you in. But if you haven't got there, she wouldn't even look at you.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like buttressing each other's
yeah,
points
yeah.
and helping each other's points out. But then that's why I was saying, like, we're not disagreeing.
No,
That's the
no,
good
no,
thing.
no.
We're not really disagreeing.
I 100% agree.
Connected.
Yeah.
I think it's very contextual as well, right?
100%, 100%.
So yeah, because I definitely think there's a lot of guys our age that are like I completely agree. Yeah, focus on your purpose, but there's a lot of guys that don't have that mentality of like kind of like you said, or that spirit of discernment of being able to actually like. There's a lot of people who can't see outside of their own lens as well. I feel like
that's a good one. They got a very narrow lens when they're looking at a lot of things.
So that's where you're gonna miss a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But if you're able to actually look outside your own lens and understand perspective and life, honestly, you'll be able to. It's all about balance, right? Like you can still, what I'm saying, kind of like the doctor said, we're not disagreeing. Absolutely, you should be cognitive and be able to, filter or discern when that grows, right? Depending on whether it's now, whether it's 5 years from now, whatever it is. At the same time, you should also understand like life is all about balance, and you need to work on yourself. And
do you know I've never, out of the women that I've dated, I didn't make the first move.
Yeah.
No. Not once. Not once. Nobody I've ever dated have I made the first move. In fact, if I'm being honest,
but
like, no one I've ever even like.
Do you consider
walk us through those relationships? Where were you?
But like when you say first move, do you mean like to like further the relationship or?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or just
all of it.
Like, did they ask you out or?
So my last one slid in my DMs.
Okay.
She's like, what are you, cause she was from Vancouver. Mm-hmm. She was like, you're in my city, why didn't you let me know? So I was like, I didn't know.
Energy.
Yeah, and then, but not even energy, man, cluelessness. I didn't even really know what was transpiring until I was like, oh, okay, and now we're in this. My girlfriend before that, I posted my roommate. He had just gotten a job, and I bought him some wine. Which, by the way, I really wanted to bring you guys some wine, but I told Docs my wallet got stolen today. That's sad. So,
the week hasn't been great.
Yeah, it's been a weird. But anyways, I took a snap because Boomerang was big at the time. So I took like a boomerang of him, and I was just kind of like, congratulations or whatever. And then she's like, oh, wine night, why wasn't I invited? So I was like, okay. So, and then I've only had four lovely ladies in my life. The third one
only crazy, bro.
Is that a lot? Is that a lot?
Do you consider? What do you consider? Because like I know, like obviously depending on where you are, people use that dating to some like here.
Yeah.
Dating is like a very loose. Actually, no. Funny. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. In other parts of the world, dating is a much looser term. Yes. I feel like here people consider dating as you being in a relationship with one person, but some people consider dating as like just having a casual relationship. Yeah. So do you mean like dating or like
you think it's going on dates?
That's dating.
That's dating.
You're dating.
That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? So there's a much looser term.
Interesting.
I would probably be, bro, like
closer to that.
Dating. If you're going on dates, you are dating.
Yeah.